whole business has changed.
Absolutely.
When you were talking about Walter Yetnikoff going to the mattresses to get Michael Jackson on MTV, you know, that was at a time when the record divisions for every major entertainment company were trying to poach movie studios, when the entertainment business was the music business. And now, because of technology, you know, it's in shambles. So the idea of having a star of this caliber that comes from American music ever again, I don't think we'll see it, not in our lifetimes.
I just want to mention, too, that we've been receiving a massive number of statements from various celebrities who knew Michael and obviously admired him. Madonna just releasing a statement to People magazine a moment ago saying, quote, "I can't stop crying over the sad news. I've always admired Michael Jackson. The world has lost one of the greats, but his music will live on forever. My heart goes out to his 3 children, other members of the family. God bless." Again, that's from Madonna. Quincy Jones, Al Sharpton, John Landis, all releasing statements. Dick Clark, obviously, you know, shocked everyone generally.
And the images you're looking at, again, this is a live picture outside the Apollo where a crowd is gathered singing in tribute to Michael Jackson. I think the banner above the Apollo says it's a celebration of the life of Michael Jackson. Let's listen. That's the scene outside the Apollo in New York. His financial history has become incredibly tangled, and it's kind of unclear at this point how much money he had, what kind of an estate he leaves, what happens next.
He was $400 million in debt as of last year, and 2 billionaires, a guy named Tom Barak, who worked for a company called Colony Capital, and Phil Anschutz, who runs AEG Live and is attached to the Coors fortune.
Owns all the stadium that Michael Jackson was going to be performing at in London.
In London, the O2, the Staples Center.
A song?
These guys, about 5 years ago, Elvis's back catalog was sold for $100 million. They looked at Michael Jackson's situation and said, okay, this guy's $400 million in debt, but there's not a lot of people who are out there who are a multi-million-dollar business as a
June
star.
25th, 2009.
So they assumed a lot of his debts. They paid off, you know, there was Neverland was about to be foreclosed on. They paid off the debts on that. And they were the team that engineered this comeback. These concerts at the O2 Arena and all of this investment in beginning a Michael Jackson career again after 12 years of not touring.
He was going to start his career over again.
An album with Invincible, just not kind of.
Do you think he could have come back?
I do. I mean, I perfectly do. But I mean, I'm just a journalist, and
Michael Jackson was going to start his career all over again. He had backers who were going to finance him, backers who were his friend, multi-billionaires who were respecting him, yeah. Michael Jackson was gonna perform again. Again. Michael Jackson was gonna perform again and again. He was gonna go on tour. He was gonna make a lot of money, play for a lot of people, yeah. Oh, isn't that funny? He could have gone on tour and started his career over again. Instead, he died today.
Good evening. Details are still coming in about the sudden death of Michael Jackson earlier today. His brother Randy says he was in full cardiac arrest when paramedics got to Michael's Los Angeles home. He's taken to UCLA Medical Center where he died. And now the Jackson family's lawyer says Michael may have had trouble with prescription drugs. Cher's going to join us, Celine Dion too, and we'll be getting the world's reaction to this stunning event. We begin with the famed cardiologist Dr. P.K. Shaw. He's director of cardiology at the Cedars-Sinai Heart Institute. What, Dr. Shaw, is sudden cardiac arrest?
Sudden cardiac arrest is when the heart abruptly stops beating and quivers. And instead of beating or pumping, it basically quivers. Quivers. And that's called ventricular fibrillation. And that's the most common reason for sudden death. And it's usually triggered by a blockage in an artery of the heart, triggering a heart attack. But not all cardiac arrests are caused by heart attacks. Sometimes sudden death can occur from a rupture of an aneurysm, or a massive stroke, or a massive blood clot in the lung, or massive blood loss. Any of these.
Due to things like drugs? Can drugs cause it?
Absolutely. Substance abuse, either recreational drugs or sedative drugs or narcotics, when taken excess amount, can also stop the breathing and stop the heart.
Will autopsy reveal cause?
If there is a structural abnormality of the heart, muscle, or the arteries of the heart that one would find in a traditional case of a heart attack, then we will have some clues from the autopsy. But sometimes, even with an autopsy, you cannot completely figure out the mechanism for sudden
He
death.
apparently was having some difficulty last night, right?
My understanding, at least watching from the news reports, is that a physician had come to see him the night before, presumably for some symptoms. It's difficult to guess what they might have been. Sometimes before a heart attack, you may have some warning symptoms,
A song
chest pain or shortness of breath,
by Paul
or
Beckman,
things
Paul
of
Beckman
that
song.
nature. But I don't really know what
Created
exactly was
June
the reason.
This was not a heart
25th,
attack.
2009.
Well, we cannot rule out
We
that
think- we don't
possibility.
know.
It could have been a
Using
heart
the
attack.
guitar
In
chords.
a 50-year-old individual, the most common cause of
E
sudden
minor
death
7
still
and A.
is a heart attack.
The song,
Dr. Shaw will remain
gonna
with
be
us
called-
throughout, and we'll be interspersing with questions. We have with us on the phone the famed performer, the delightful friend, Celine Dion. Are you there, Celine?
Yes, I am. How are you, Larry?
I'm fine. What was...
Celine
I guess,
talks about
obviously,
Michael.
shock. What are your thoughts on Michael Jackson?
I am shocked like the rest of the world. It doesn't sink in right now. I'm overwhelmed by this tragedy. I have to say to you that Michael Jackson's been
Celine talks
an
about
idol for me all
Michael.
my life. I remember being in this in my house when I
Celine
was
talks
very young
about
and having
Michael.
posters above my bedroom. He's been my
She
idol all my
talks
life,
about
and looking
him.
up to him. And my
She
goal was
talks
to
about
be
him.
maybe doing the same show
Celine
business world
talking
as
to
him.
Larry about
And I
Michael.
was listening to his music, and I hope to be meeting him one day.
Talking
and I have to
about
tell you that
Michael.
I was very privileged to be on the same record company as him. And I did meet him a long, long time ago.
Michael.
And I was so thrilled and nervous when I had the privilege of meeting with him. He was
Celine
so
Dion.
kind. He gave me his
Talking
autograph, and I
about
have
Michael
a hat of his
Jackson.
with his autograph, and it always had an amazing meaning to me, but now it has a totally different meaning to me.
Celine
And we sang
Dion.
together,
Talking
and
about
I was
Michael.
looking forward to see his show in London. My husband and I,
Celine
and
Dion. Talking
Michael
about
came to Las
Michael.
Vegas to see my show, and I was more than honored to have him. And
Did he come back
Talking
today?
he came
about
backstage, we spent
Michael.
about an hour together, and he had a lot of questions for me.
Talking
was
about
very-
Michael.
To me, he seemed to be like,
Celine
I want to
Dion.
know so much. I want to know how it is to be in Las Vegas,
Michael
how it is to
Jackson.
sing every night here. Is it difficult? Is it difficult to sing here every night? Is it demanding? I
Celine
felt that he wanted to
Dion.
know so
Talking
much, and
about
me,
Michael.
I wanted to know so much. I wanted to know so much from
Celine
him.
Dion.
But
Talking
it
about
seemed that it
Michael
seemed to me so
Jackson.
fragile, and he wanted
Michael
to have
Jackson.
questions answered, and I was
She's
amazed
talking to
have him in
Larry
my dressing
King.
room.
When you're performing and you have someone like that in the
Talking
audience,
about
are you
Michael
constantly aware of his
Jackson.
presence?
Absolutely, you cannot do otherwise, and I have to say that I was questioning myself through the whole show. Can I announce him? Do I give him his private time? Am I going to abuse of him, of his time to announce him? Should I? I want to do it so much.
Celine
And I
Dion,
did. And I did announce him. And the whole Coliseum, the whole crowd
Celine
went crazy
Dion,
because Michael
talking
Jackson was not
Michael
only an extremely talented
Jackson.
person, he was unique and he was a genius. And when I said, ladies and gentlemen, Michael Jackson is with us tonight, the people went, I thought people were going to jump off the balcony.
A tribute
People went
to him.
crazy, and I have to say,
People sharing
it is
their
such a loss,
ideas
because
about
even right now,
Michael Jackson.
we're home and we're
died
watching
today.
images, and it feels that
died
it feels like
today.
when Kennedy died, when
The
Elvis Presley
25th
died,
of
we're not only
June
talking about
2009.
a talented person
Celine
dying.
Dion.
It's an amazing loss.
Well, the Presley comparison is obvious, right? They're in the same age
Talking
group.
about Michael.
Both of them shocked. The death shocked the world. Both of them totally unexpected passing.